Hello everybody, it's Foxy speaking, and this is a very important video because it's a very important and very special video for the Ridgway family. It's a message video of condolences for the Ridgway family because on an incredibly sad and saddening news and unfortunate noting, Phyllis Ridgway, the patriarch of the Ridgway family, very sadly passed away in the evening on the 4th of June 2021 at the astonishing ripe old age of 114 years of age and 86 days. Being officially the oldest person in Canada from the 17th of February 2020, following the death of Sarah Petinaud-Briere, who died that very day, just 3 days shy of her 113th birthday. She became the oldest living person in Canada from the 17th of February 2021 until her very own death, very sadly, 1 year later, on the 4th of June 2021, aged 114. Phyllis Ridgway was born Phyllis Ina Pickwell on the 10th of March 1907 in Lincolnshire, in England, in the United Kingdom, and she met and married who had lived through the Spanish flu pandemic and World War I, and following the Spanish flu pandemic, a few years after the Spanish flu pandemic subsided, in 1923 Phyllis and her family moved over to Canada, where she lived for the rest of her life. Sorry about that. And she met this wonderful man in her youth called Ernest Joseph Ridgway, or Ernie Ridgway as he was simply known as. And once they met, they began dating. And before long, both she and Ernie got married in 1932. And the couple had a son within a few short years after their marriage, remaining married for almost 55 years, until Ernest very sadly passed away in February 1987. Following Ernie's death in 1987, Phyllis Ridgway continued living in her own home independently until her death, which was very sad. But in her later years, especially after Ernie died, Phyllis Ridgway began living a family life with her family heading over and all that, and spending really priceless moments of time with them and all that, the rest of it. But and still remaining in good health, and I don't think she went out as much in the very latter few decades of her life, I don't think. I'm guessing she did, but probably not on her own, I shouldn't think. But definitely living in her own home until her death, I definitely know about, as I found out. She was still living in her own home just after her 114th birthday. And it's really, yes, and on her 107th birthday, just 7 years after turning 100, she was met by her most favourite news reporter, wonderful lady Susan Hay, on her 107th birthday. Then 6 years later, on her 113th birthday, 3 years after her 110th, special 110th, she was met yet again by Susan Hay, quite surprisingly. Yes, and met twice by her favourite news reporter, Susan Hay, which obviously was a thrilling moment of glory for Phyllis Ridgway herself. 1 year later, a few days after her 114th birthday, she received her first rounding dose of her COVID vaccine, being vaccinated against COVID-19 subsequently, and was met again by Global News. But this time it was a different news reporter she met, and this is what she said to the news reporter after being vaccinated against COVID. "Say hello to Susan for me." And the news reporter was like, "I absolutely will." Yes. Sorry about that. And yes, but then very sadly, Phyllis sadly passed away on the 4th of June 2021. Obviously missing her appointment for her second rounding dose of the COVID vaccine, incredibly sadly. But she was 114. I nearly did cover her life. I shouldn't really have done that, but actually, seriously, getting to the reason of the video is because, especially in this very sad moment of COVID, which she died in during, this video really is also in honour and in honour of condolences to her family, who have very sadly been enduring this long ordeal following the loss of their beloved patriarch and beloved relative. Sorry. So, and it's an incredibly saddening moment for her family, it really is. And particularly for her wonderful granddaughter Barbara, who really is just, her dearest granddaughter Barbara is just so wonderful to her granddaughter. Well, she was, even into her last days. Yes, and she really was, I'm guessing she's really greatly affected by the loss of her grandmother, even though it's expected, even though it is still very sad to die at any age. Living to 114 is nothing but astonishing, but still it's very sad, because you're now going to miss the loved one for the rest of your life, which is really incredibly saddening, but that's very sadly the way life goes. You're born, you live a life for a certain lengthy period of time, and then very sadly you die after that. It's incredibly sad, but it does happen, as one could certainly expect. But, no, and yes, and particularly this video is particularly for her wonderful granddaughter Barbara, who is really just a wonderful, insightful little lady, even though she is fully grown. And she's just the dearest pretty little princess, her wonderful granddaughter Barbara. She really is. And really just a profoundly kind figure to her wonderful grandmother, late grandmother. She really was, I do say, along with her other granddaughters. Well, Phyllis's granddaughters being being Barbara's siblings, of course. No, but my biggest condolences to the Ridgway family following the loss of your most wonderful loved one. I know she was a true inspiration to you, and that you really did look up to her absolutely profoundly. I was incredibly interested in your dearest grandmother, and she's going to be leaving behind a lasting legacy. She really is, I can guarantee you that. But at the same time, I am incredibly sorry for your loss. I really am. And thanks all for watching. Ta-ta, another time. From Foxy. And goodbye to the Ridgway family who are watching. That's the end of the video, and a few more times before this video is ended. I just cannot say how very, very sorry I am following the saddening passing and loss of your dearest patriarch and loving relative, Phyllis Ridgway, née Pickwell. I just can't say how dreadfully sorry I am following the loss of your most wonderful, beloved relative. Please let me know what your thoughts were in the comments down below, everybody. Anyone from Canada watching, please let me know what your thoughts were in the comments down below, or America, wherever you're hailing from or currently residing, as one would say. And if the Ridgway family were watching this, please let me know what your thoughts were in the comments below. And just, I cannot say how deeply, incredibly sorry I am, dreadfully sorry, following the loss of your most beloved, loving, insightful relative. Thanks all for watching, and the Ridgway family. Bye-bye another time, and I'm so sorry for the Ridgway family's loss.